In this video, we'll show you how to get set up and ready to record accurate driven boundaries. Boundaries represent the size, shape, and working area of a field. They are a foundational piece in establishing the precision and accuracy of work completed throughout the growing season. Accurate driven boundaries are required to utilize a number of John Deere technology offerings, like Auto Track Turn Automation, Auto Path Boundaries, Work Planner, Autonomy, and more. It is recommended to use a gator when recording boundaries. This allows the operator to easily maneuver around obstacles, into corners, and along the desired perimeter. You will need a display and receiver. It is recommended to use a Gen 4 or G5 display operating on the most up-to-date display software version, as well as a Starfire receiver with radio RTK or SFRTK correction mode. Note that connectivity with an active modem or MTG is also recommended for seamless transfer of your boundaries into Operations Center. To get started with setup, we need to verify the equipment profile includes the correct measurements for the machine and/or implement you are using to record the boundary with. This includes confirming the correct receiver measurements. The boundary will be recorded based off the receiver reference point, so accurate measurements here are a must. Also, be sure to complete a TCM calibration for the receiver you are using to record the boundary with. This is crucial to successful boundary performance with advanced guidance and automation products, as well as with autonomous solutions. If you are using a gator to record the boundary, this next step is for you. When you think about the implements that will utilize this boundary for work, consider the difference in their physical width versus their working width. The edge of the working width should run along the boundary edge during work because the boundary should closely represent the working area of the field. Although, keep in mind that the physical width of the implement may cross outside of the boundary. Because of this, it is recommended to create a buffer bar that is attached to the front of the gator that is recording the boundary. According to the recommended setup steps that we discussed today, the boundary will be recorded on the right side of the gator. The buffer bar simply serves as a visual representation of where the implement overhang will fall when later using the boundary. It is important that the person recording boundaries navigates around any obstacles to ensure the buffer bar representing the implement overhang will also avoid those obstacles when later using the boundary. Now let's move into the Fields and Boundaries app to set up the boundary. Start by selecting an existing client farm field or creating a new one for this location. Then click the plus icon to create boundaries and headlands. Today we will be focused on creating a driven boundary. Once you select the driven boundary creation method, rename this boundary you are about to create. Consider using detailed naming that is recognizable and relevant for this area of land, along with the date the boundary was recorded. Then establish your offset point as either machine GPS or implement work point to distinguish which receiver should be used as the reference point for recording. If you want the boundary to be recorded to the left or right of the receiver, select the respective offset location and enter the distance of that offset. For example, if using a gator to record, you would choose machine GPS. If that receiver is mounted at the center of the gator and you want the boundary to be placed at the edge of the right tire, you would measure the distance from the receiver center line to the edge of the tire and enter a right offset of that measurement. Next, review the information at the bottom of the setup screen to ensure the correct receiver and correction mode are present. Note: accuracy reflects the boundary recording accuracy, which we will talk more about shortly. Accuracy is not showcasing the Starfire accuracy. Lastly, take a look at the predicted quality of the boundary. Join us in the next video to continue learning about boundary creation and management. Thanks for watching.